country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for. And if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
All right, what up, what up, what up? The only thing I hate about our intro is how abruptly it just stops. There's no like...
What do you mean? There's like a guitar, it goes, meow, and then it goes to you.
But as soon as you hit switch, it doesn't like, brrrr, like that, and I like come in.
It's just,
like, as soon as you hit it, it's brrrr, like it's off. Anyway.
It's just letting you know it's time to get busy.
It's time to go. It is, what is today, Wednesday?
Yep.
It
is hump day.
It is Wednesday.
It's hump day.
Yes, Todd, it's Wednesday. Hold it. You got it. New record. He's turning red.
Hey! Woo! What's going on, America? Welcome to Dear America. Make sure to hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this video. If this is your first time seeing this video, make sure to hit that follow button. Let's go ahead and get the chat blowing up right now. Donald Trump has taken his biggest lead yet in the betting markets on his run for the president. If you are voting for Donald Trump in 20 days, not 2024, in 20 days, or if you've already voted for Trump in early voting, comment Trump in the comment section right now. I want to see the chat blow up because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Kamala Harris was supposed to do a town hall with Charlamagne the God yesterday, and it was an audio-only town hall that also could be called a phone call.
It's because she was drinking and you couldn't see that on TV.
Dude, it makes you wonder, as Royce pointed out earlier, was that AI and not even really
true.
Kamala Harris?
Well, we'll get there. Don't give away my talking points, man. We'll get there when we get there.
I gave you credit for the talking points. It's not like I said, oh, and it makes you wonder. I said, as Royce pointed out earlier. Anyway, can I start the show? Can I?
Sure, I guess.
This is I pay people to do this to me. Like, this is what I don't understand. All right, either way. All right. You know what? Let's just show everybody that's in here. Ladies and gentlemen, Hurricane Helene survivor, diversity, equity, and inclusion hire.
Abuelo.
This man wishes he was literally on fire because it's so cold outside.
It is.
Not Mexican. Albolito. Tony.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I need to get one of those long extension hands. That way I could just slap you with it. Like
I feel like it's sounding like I'm introing you as a fighter now.
That's true.
We need like a ding, 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 ding. All right.
I'm going to get one of those fake wrestling belts or whatnot. It's like we're going to show up with a champion belt on my...
With all of the words that I just said on it.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. All right. And of course, producer Royce is in the house.
I am here, and I have beard, and I'm ready for show.
Todd.
And can I just say, I've known Graham for 30 years, give or take. I don't think I've ever seen you wear white.
What?
I don't think I've ever seen him wear white.
I wear white on the show all the time.
I'm gonna need evidence of that.
I wear white all the time.
I'm gonna need evidence of that.
You got to accent with the shoes. You got to accent with the white shoes, the white shirt. You got to
spot on.
Black, white. You got to have the accents going on.
That's too much.
It's not too much.
That's too much.
You got to accent either way. All right. First of all, I don't know what's in y'all's Cheerios today, but my name is on the show board, and I don't appreciate the tone from everybody in the group right now.
Yeah, Graham, but it's kind of small and off to the side, you see?
Yeah,
it's like it's just
it.
with Graham out. It's kind of small in there.
My name's big.
Well, you have a
What are you talking about? Your name's not even on the sign, Todd.
You know. No, the hot seat's just where he
That
doesn't
is my
want to
name.
go eventually, so he's just reminding himself. All right, either way, can we get on with the show? Goodness. Speaking of things and not wanting to go to the hot place in the hot seat, you guys should check out our friends at Angel Studios. Angel Studios, we're actually really proud of this partnership. I love everything that Angel Studios is doing. Obviously, they started with The Chosen. Well, they didn't start with The Chosen. That was their first big one to break out. But since then, they've made amazing movies and amazing content for you and your family. Kind of like The Sound of Hope, which is inspired by the true story of Bishop and First Lady Donna Martin and their tiny Bennett Chapel Church in the town of Possum Trot in the woods of East Texas. 22 families linked arms and courageously adopted 77 of the most difficult to place children in the local foster care system. I love this story because as an adoptive family, it strikes a nerve with me. You can go to angel.com/Graham Hope. And the reason why we want you to do this is not only to support Angel Studios, but also to become a member of the Guild. The Guild is this special thing that Angel Studios subscribers have. Not only do you get free tickets when the movies hit movie theaters, not only do you get access to everything Angel Studios has done, you as a Guild member get to vote on what movies become reality. It's almost like you, the viewer, have a say over what you and your family will be watching. So become a member of the Guild today by going to angel.com/Graham Hope. Support the companies that are trying to bring back good, wholesome content to you and your families. That's angel.com/Graham Hope. All right, let's get into the show today. A bit of a slow news day yesterday. We got some good stuff. Trump was a rock star yesterday. He did the Bloomberg thing. Then he pre-recorded a Georgia town hall with Harris Faulkner that will air today. I'm sure we'll have clips of that for tomorrow. But then he also did a rally last night. I mean, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but they're trying to hide him.
Kamala Harris has a phone call. Anyway, but this is a slow news day, so we've got some funny stuff to talk about. This is something seen around the world, and I think that on November 6th, when Donald Trump is announced the 47th president of the United States, I believe that he should not shave at all from that moment until inauguration day.
Yes.
And he should show up on inauguration day looking like this. If you think that Trump should grow his beard out, comment yes or no in the chat right now.
Trump has beard.
I think this is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. This would strike fear in every world leader in the country. That is power right there. Ironically and unfortunately, this is insider baseball. Donald Trump doesn't like beards. And that's one reason why it was such a big deal that he selected J.D. Vance as a vice president, because Trump is not a fan of beards. He doesn't like that Don Jr. has a beard. When I was running for Congress, one of the first things they asked me, they're like, how do you feel about shaving the beard? And I was like, I don't feel good about it at all. And they're like, well, president doesn't like beards. And I was like, well, we're just going to have to roll the dice on this one. Obviously, it did not work in my favor, and he really doesn't like beards. Another thing, he doesn't like brown shoes with suits. He doesn't like it. He likes black shoes with suits. So those are things.
Well, he's like 80, so I mean,
yeah. Some people are like, "Oh, what a douchebag," and I'm like, "Is it like think about your father who's 60 or 70 years old? Doesn't he have some things that he does that's just the way it is?" Like, anyway.
I honestly thought when you said brown shoes, you were gonna say brown people. I was like, dude, there goes my chance to be Donald Trump.
Donald Trump doesn't like Mexicans,
I
especially
feel like,
named Tony.
I feel like Trump could pull off just this right here. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he's too old for that. He's got to go full bore.
That is like Civil War era looking.
That is
like
Ulysses
S. Grant.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what I was trying to picture. Yep,
dude.
Grant.
That looks like a man that is ready for war. Is what that looks like. I think he absolutely
the squinted eyes and all. Like it's perfect.
Yeah, man. And then he would only have to spray tan. 30% of his face at that point.
They have to tape him off like they do with a wall.
I do. The white beard is best. You know what I'm saying? I hope if he grew a beard, it wouldn't be like the blonde, the red, that he has. I would hope that it was white.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I personally believe that every man that is capable of growing a real beard looks better with a beard. That's just personally what I believe. All right, let's keep moving on. All right, CBS was caught in another lie yesterday of editing footage. This time a Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Now, this video we're going to play, the first part of it is going to be what CBS aired. And then the next part of it is going to be him. We're at a place now to where anytime you go on the news, you have to set up your own camera recording yourself on what you actually said, because they're deceptively editing your responses on national TV. All right, so let's play it.
So that's a different accounting than this 2% you say was distributed.
Yeah, so they've obligated some funds, but they've only distributed 2%. The rescue and recovery effort's still going on, and then we address the rest of it.
So that's a different accounting than this 2% you say was distributed.
Yeah, so they've obligated some funds, but they've only distributed 2%. And when I was there on the ground, and you should go, I mean, bring the cameras and talk to the people there. They'll tell you, don't take politicians' words for this or the administration's word. Talk to the people there on the ground. They had not been provided the resources almost 2 weeks out from the storm that they desperately needed. And when I was there,
that's a lot of answer that was cut
in
off.
that state. People are still being rescued. They're stuck in the higher elevations in the mountains because.
And then it didn't just stop there. There was also one about talking about illegals voting, and that you can't even ask for an ID. And they did the same thing. This comes at the same time that just yesterday we showed you Kamala HQ posting a clip of Trump. They're saying, well, you said you wanted to end with a song, and then it just cut right to him dancing music, and it cut out an entire 90-something seconds of him talking about and like formally ending the town hall, then going into like a concert time or whatever. And they did this. This isn't abnormal, and I'll tell you why. This is new, but it's not abnormal. When I was at the rally in Butler, if any of you were at the rally in Butler, comment yes or no in the chat. He did the same thing. He was like, hey, after this rally, I'm going to have this opera singer come up here, and he's fixing to belt out like 6-7 songs, and we're going to have a good time. And he did. He ended the rally. This dude comes on and just starts, and all this stuff through the whole thing. And it was beautiful. And I would say at least 60% of people stayed. Probably 40% started making out because there was only making their way out.
Whoa.
Because there was over 100-something-thousand people there. But this is something new that they've added to the events. And so, it is new, but it's not like that's just something that he started doing. No, they've started doing that at the end of these rallies. And so anyway, that's just interesting. But this is 2 times in a row that we've caught mainstream media lying and mainstream media covering up the full context of what people say.
Oh, yeah. And Mike Johnson went on a freaking roll when that happened. Like, he said, I'm never going back to CBS ever again. Like, unless it is live, they tell me it's live, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, but like, this can't be the only 2 times that they've ever lied.
No,
you know what I'm saying? They do this all the time. Nobody has any reason to watch mainstream media. You have to watch shows like us, and there's dozens of shows like us that you could watch that are actually telling the truth, because especially people like CNN, CBS, MSNBC, they are lying to your face. They're not there to give you the news. They're there to tell you what will benefit them, what political party helps them make more money. That's all that they're there for. They're not there to help you. They're going to manipulate everything you hear to try to persuade you to do what they want, which makes it pointless.
That's why it's very disappointing to me, because Fox used to be that kind of news station where they used to be more hard-hitting, and they used to be more conservative. And when we used to live on the West Coast, all we got was liberal media over there. But Fox News, you can always count on for them to, throw the other side of the argument there. But now, again, that's why I'm disappointed, is because they're not like that anymore, and it's just
Yeah, now you got Brett Baer interviewing Kamala.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's not going to be great.
Anyway, yeah, Brett Baer tonight is going to interview. Well, maybe. Is it going to be a call-in? We'll find out.
Yeah.
I did see he announced yesterday that it is 30 minutes. That's it. 30 minutes.
But they have 5 hours worth of footage.
And it will be recorded and then aired as live, I guess. And so very little editing, they said, but 30 minutes. Okay. This is Tim Walz yesterday saying something weird, which is, kind of how he goes. There was a viral clip of Donald Trump probably 2 weeks ago, maybe, where he gave someone $100 bill to help pay for their groceries. And he even says in there, this isn't going to pay for all of it, but, hopefully it helps, right? And so this is Tim Walz's response to him doing that. So let's play this masterpiece here.
But he walks into this grocery store and he hands a $100 bill to a lady to pay for his groceries. Did you see this? So I'm like thinking, I wonder what he's doing there. And then I got to thinking, I think it's just natural. Any woman he sees, he pays off because he did something on there. I don't know. But this is the one that caught my eye.
Can I just ask a question here? Why is he dressed like one of the dudes on Grumpy Old Men?
No, he's dressed as Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, he looks a lot like.
Can we Google Tim Walz Elmer Fudd?
Yeah, good Lord, he looks like Walter Matthau or Jack Lemmon in Grumpy Old Men.
The thing is that struck me was he's trying to say the Stormy Daniels thing and all this other kind of stuff. But the thing that caught my attention was I believe him when he says he was trying to figure out what he was doing when he was handing that woman $100 bills to pay for his groceries. I think that's probably a true statement. He's like, what? Huh? Look, there you go.
There you go.
I mean, come on.
Hello.
Come on. Come on. It's the same person. It literally, ugh.
I mean, leave it to the Harris and whatever he is, Walz campaign to take something as Christian as, helping somebody pay for the groceries and try to spin it into something that he's saying he was just paying somebody off. That's just stupid.
Because these people are truly, they don't have anything. All right. On a funnier but amazing note, it was reported yesterday that Donald Trump is going to visit a McDonald's in Pennsylvania this Sunday, and he is going to go work the fry cooker.
That's going to be so good.
This is definitely a real photo, guys.
This comes in, obviously this is real. However, the photo will be real come Sunday, and that sucker's going to go everywhere. And this comes in response to Kamala Harris lying that she used to work the fry line at McDonald's. I have worked a fry line before. It's not that it's the most strenuous job in the world.
Maybe Sonic was different, but we didn't have a person when I worked at Captain D's in high school. We didn't have one person cooking fries. We had a cook.
You're going back
everything.
and forth.
You did
You're
everything.
flipping burgers and look. Hey,
I was a fry girl. There's no
for
such
all
thing.
of us that have worked in fast food. Let's just tell the honest truth. You open the frozen fry bag, you dump it in the thing, you put it in the grease, and you hit the fry button. And then when the fry button goes, and when the fry button starts dinging, you take them out and you shake it and you put it on there. It's not like it's rocket science.
Not at all.
But either way, and anybody is like, how dare you talk about I worked in fast food and so did Todd. Shut up. Tony was in the restaurant business for 30 years. Shut up.
I gotta believe that McDonald's loves this, though, right? I'm actually more excited for their response to this happening. What is McDonald's gonna say? Because this is obviously good for them, and I wonder if they're gonna recognize that.
Somebody said we forgot the salt. We didn't forget the salt. Obviously, that goes on there. Here's a tip for you. Fast food tip. If you want legit fresh fries.
Yes, sir. Been doing it for years.
Order fries with no salt on them.
Yep. You're welcome.
And then they are forced to cook. And then when they hand it to you, be like, could you hand me some salt packets real quick? And then that's how you get the fries fresh every time.
I learned that working at Captain D's.
Yeah, exactly. And somebody just said order unsalted. That's exactly. People that have worked in fast food, All right, anyway, I think this is awesome. It's just one more dig, one more way for him to win the news cycle. That photo of Donald Trump wearing the McDonald's apron, he might even put on a McDonald's hat.
I hope so. I hope so.
If I were him, I'd have a custom red and yellow MAGA hat that just matches McDonald's.
The M on MAGA is the McDonald's M.
No, because then he'll get sued. He'll get sued for that.
That would be awesome.
But I think this is cool. Anyway,
I don't know what McDonald's political stance is, whether they're left or right.
I promise you they're
have,
left.
probably, but I have seen in the previous month that they were hurting in sales because their Big Macs are like $75 each now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
something like this, some kind of publicity with Trump going in there, I'm sure is going to give
It's
them a boost in
bad
their
when
sales.
Subway has a commercial talking about $5 footlongs that are $8.99.
Yeah.
Dude, somebody showed the 89-cent burrito from Taco Bell is now like $5.27.
It's insane.
Or something
dude.
like that. Anyway, all right. So this is going to be cool. That'll come out Sunday. But also on Sunday, Donald Trump now is reportedly going to be at the Jets-Steelers game this Sunday in Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown will be registering new voters.
Yes.
There.
AB.
Hey, man, he may be crazy as a
But
loon, but you know
he
what?
loves Donald Trump.
Go register you some voters. Also, Devontae Adams will be joining Aaron Rodgers for this, so this will be cool. I love how I tweeted to you guys that Amari Cooper's joining the Bills, and not one person said a thing to
That's
me. I
because nobody
appreciate that.
cares.
Anyway,
I mean, I don't.
I didn't respond because I'm still angry about that Cowboys game and how they got destroyed.
I'm not.
And Coop used to be a Cowboy.
you know who else is on the chopping block for the Browns? Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. Oh yeah, Miles Garrett. I heard that.
There is some legit rumors that
Yep.
Miles Garrett is fixing to leave the Browns. Anyway, all right. Moving on because we know you guys hate sports. Got it. Also, I read this morning Elon Musk tweeted out that he will be. Can we go to Elon Musk's page real quick?
Going to
That
Pennsylvania.
he will be touring Pennsylvania, giving talks, holding his own rallies on voting and why we need to vote in this election. So if we can find that tweet, I want to read it verbatim for you guys so you guys can have this here. All right. This is Elon Musk. Tomorrow night through Monday, I will be giving a series of talks throughout Pennsylvania. If you'd like to attend one of my talks, there's no attendance fees. You just need to have signed our petition supporting free speech and right to bear arms and have voted in this election. This comes after he donated, I think it was $75 million to his America PAC to go and fight for this election for Donald Trump. So if you're in Pennsylvania, go listen to old Elon Musk speak. And I'll say this about Elon. I was very shocked at the Trump rally in Butler. Elon Musk, the rally's over. Elon Musk hopped over the gate and just was talking to people for an hour. Just going back and forth with folks, just having conversations and stuff. And I was pretty shocked by that. You think
Did he actually physically hop the gate?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was one little gate or whatever. And so, yeah, man, but he was just talking to people and letting people film him, talking to him and all that stuff. And so, I mean, depending on where he's at in Pennsylvania, I mean, I might go try to bust in on one of them things. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's a big deal. All right, California. Is California becoming Trump country? I don't know, but LAX apparently now has a Trump gear store. So let's watch this tape.
Okay, guys.
1980.
They don't know what you're talking about, Graham.
LAX, and there's an entire store dedicated to Trump. Look at this.
Mute it. Wow, look at that.
Dude. I wonder how many people walk by that store and just
That's
start
nuts.
screaming like they're on fire.
Hey, man, I'm not going to lie. I've got multiple black MAGA hats coming. They're on the way right now.
But this
I need to
isn't the
get
only.
one, man.
This isn't the only thing in California, man. That he just had Coachella over there, and
Well,
they had
yeah.
tons of people there. So I
He's
don't
still
know,
not
man.
winning
I mean,
California.
I'm not
Hey.
saying he is. I'm just saying. I mean, there's definitely something happening, man.
What if?
Oh, that would be
Just
oh
what
my
if?
God.
What if something is happening and all the polls are wrong? What if? What if we just on election night, Lord, pray it to be so. What
Yes.
if on election night we just get on there and we
like
witness
2 hours
the
and we're done.
biggest freaking butt kicking in 50 years? Like what if there's this beautiful moment to where it's not a tight race and we're not truly a country divided almost right down the middle, that would be something, man. I know that that's not the case. Don't freak out in the chat. I got it. But a man can dream, can't he? A man can dream, because maybe, just maybe, people are at the point where they realize that it is bad enough and that the economy is bad enough. Don't believe me? Check this out. Freaking Walgreens. Walgreens just announced yesterday that they will be closing 1,200 stores. Let's play this.
Today's Money Watch, the pharmacy giant Walgreens plans to close about 1,200 stores over the next 3 years as retail sales decline. Nancy Chen breaks down what's behind the closures and what it could mean for you. Nancy, good morning.
Nate, good morning to you. 500 of those closures will be in the next year. And ultimately, about 1 in 7 Walgreens stores will shut down as part of this wave. Walgreens has not announced the location.
1 in 7 Walgreens stores will be closing down. This is the economy. And you got to believe that because things are so bad, maybe, just maybe, there's something brewing here.
But do you think, like, just to be devil's advocate here, do you think it's as much about the economy or more? Because look, where you're from, where I live, and here in Mississippi, there's 3 Walgreens within 5 miles of each other.
They're shutting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't it be smarter to have one? Because this is not a big town. It's kind of like Dollar General. There's like 5 Dollar Generals within 5 miles.
Todd, I believe it also has to do with what state they're in. I think on the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington, their policies and their laws over there, they don't prosecute people who shoplift. So obviously,
did you see the K Jewelers?
What was that?
Like, there was a K Jewelers in a mall in California, like a big one. And that folks were it was all videoed. People were just running in there, smashing the glass and just ripping stuff out of it.
Yeah, I did see
people
that.
were just around it,
saying.
filming it, just watching.
I wonder how many stores are going to be closing in California specifically, because they don't prosecute people.
All I'm
there.
saying is there's a McDonald's every 2 miles because
that's food,
people
though. That's
because
food.
people buy it. There's a Dollar General every 3 blocks because people go in there and they spend money. There's so many Walgreens because at one point in time, Walgreens was making a lot of money. And now I would contribute it to 2 things. 1, the COVID stuff. Nobody believes it anymore. And 2, because people are hurting. They said it right there. It's due to retail sales is why they're closing. Which brings us to our friends at Birch Gold.
Really quick. You know what I've been seeing, ironically, and this just adds to the topic. Dollar Tree has been opening everywhere. At least where I'm at. I've seen at least 3 brand new Dollar Trees, and that's because it's stinking Dollar Tree, and that's where people can afford.
But nothing.
So while Walgreens is shutting down, Dollar Trees are
Dollar
opening.
Tree, more things are. You're thinking about Dollar General. Dollar Tree, there are.
Yeah, I know.
legit
I'm
things
talking
that are
Dollar Tree. Dollar Trees are opening up everywhere, not Dollar General.
Yeah, Dollar General is Dollar generally. Yeah, I think.
Well, Dollar Tree is $1.25 still, but whatever.
Well, you got to put taxes in there. Anyway, the dollar doesn't mean as much as it once did because the economy's in the crapper. And this is why we keep telling you guys to go check out our friends at Birch Gold by texting the word Graham. That's GRAHAM to 989898 right now. If you look up at the top, gold is up, silver's up, platinum's up, palladium's up. It's almost like we're trying to help you guys out. Gold's up $19. All right. Look, they offer all kinds of things. It's not just gold. It's gold, silver, precious metals across the board. You can scroll through and see some of the things they offer. Products. Go to products so people can see that. There you go. Gold, silver, precious metals. By texting the word Graham, GRAHAM to 989898, they're going to contact you to send you a free 25-page information kit on how gold, silver, and precious metals can protect your money in today's unstable economy and, more importantly, today's unstable world. Free information is vital information, ladies and gentlemen. Protect yourself, protect your family. Text the word Graham, that's GRAHAM, to 989898 right now. All right, yesterday, this is where we remind you to hit the like button, hit the share button. Also, yesterday, Donald Trump went on a series of speaking events, the first of which was a hostile environment. And this is Bloomberg, actually. And this is all to talk about the economy. Now, it needs to be stated that Kamala Harris was also invited, and she declined, and rightfully so, because I will say this. If this interrogator had been even 5% as hard on her as he was on Donald Trump, she would her campaign would have ended right away. This was the crowd at Bloomberg. Let's play this. Now, who are these people? These are mainly business owners, small and very large. These are people that understand business. They understand taxes. They understand the economy. Okay, this was put towards people, not the person that works for other people, right? Because admittedly, okay, if you are a W-2 employee, yes, you understand taxes on a very small level. And that's not to ridicule or to downplay anyone. If you don't own a business, and especially if you don't own a multi-million or multi-billion-dollar business, they understand taxes and the economy and laws that affect the economy and all this stuff, tariffs and all this. They understand it more than the average person. I think that's pretty safe to say, right? I mean, I think that's a pretty fair thing. Okay, so that's who was in the audience here. And the reason why is if Trump was to say something that was completely untrue, they would know, like, that's not how that works. Okay. And so I thought it was very good. The thing he pre-recorded with Harris Faulkner last night will air today. It was all women, an all women audience. And I promise it's about abortion and all this other kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see. This was a very good moment, where, this just Trump being Trump. Trump owned this dude almost 24/7 through this thing. Let's just play it.
You're also talking about 20% tariffs on the rest of the world. That is going to have a serious effect on the overall economy. And yes, you're going to find some people who will gain from individual tariffs. The overall effect could be massive.
I agree it's going to have a massive effect, positive effect. It's going to be a positive, not a negative.
Well,
let me just tell you. I know how committed you are to this, and it must be hard for you to, spend 25 years talking about tariffs as being negative, and then have somebody explain to you that you're totally wrong. It'll have a negative. It will have.
You hear that?
Pause. If you don't.
The reason I told you who the audience was, when you hear them react that way, this is not just normal people like us in the audience, like, oh, that was funny. No, these are businessmen and women who understand. All right. And so, again, I want to drive that home as we watch more of these clips. Play it.
This is not an open event, is it?
No.
Like, you have to be.
You have to be somebody that's in business to be in this audience. All right, play it.
40 million, President Trump, 40 million jobs is a lot of jobs to rely on.
They're all coming back.
Those are 40 million jobs. Those are 40 million jobs in America that rely on trade.
Are you ready? John Deere, great company. They announced about a year ago they're going to build big plants outside of the United States, right? They're going to build them in Mexico.
And you threatened them with tariffs and they stopped.
That's right. I said, if John Deere builds those plants and not selling anything into the United States, they just announced yesterday they're probably not going to build the plants, okay? I kept the jobs here.
All right, so that was good. This is another one of... this was him telling Bloomberg, you've been wrong your whole life.
This is great.
What does the Wall Street Journal know? I'm meeting with them tomorrow. What does the Wall Street Journal know? They've been wrong about everything. So have you, by the way. You've been wrong about
You're trying to turn this. You're trying to turn this.
You've been wrong about
You're trying to turn this into debate. There are business people. There are business
you're wrong.
people.
You've been wrong all your life on this stuff. What is the Wall Street Journal?
All right, go to my page. There's also one about Gavin Newsom. I want to play that one as well.
Gavin Newsom.
Because they're trying to say that Trump is like slurring words and stuff like this. So he says Gavin Newsom, and the dude said it's Newsom, and he goes, "No, I call him New Scum. Like I did that on purpose, you moron." And
I call him Newstifer.
Yeah. Here we go. All right, so watch this. This is great.
How about this? Gavin Newsom, he's the governor of California.
Newsom.
He signed Newscum, I call him. Yeah.
But do you think?
No, he corrected me. He corrected me. I said, that's the first time I've been corrected.
There are CEOs out here. If they said those sort of things about a rival CEO, they'd be sacked. Do you think it's
but
fine
they don't
for
have
a
to
president?
survive like me. They don't have to go through what I have to go through. There has never been a president that's been treated like me, so I have to fight my own way.
You made a very good job of.
He signed a bill in California 2 days ago that you don't even have the right to ask a person for voter ID. And if you ask a person for voter ID, of course you have to show voter ID. The only reason you wouldn't do it because they want to cheat. The bill says you cannot, it's against the law for you to ask a person, may I please see your voter ID when he votes? What is our country coming to?
Isn't it also like illegal to ask someone their political affiliation or something like that?
Only in the military.
If it's illegal to ask for like job interviews and stuff like that, just like you can't ask what their unless you're a religious organization yourself, you can't ask what their religious preference is. You can't ask what their sexual preferences are, like all that other kind of stuff. No, in political world, you absolutely can. Heck yeah. Somebody said, what I just got to answer it because, I find it kind of funny. They said, what's the name of that coffee company Graham supports? It's on the hat, people.
It's on every thumbnail. It's on
Black Rifle Coffee Company. Been friends with those guys since the beginning. Greatest guys, greatest dudes across the board. Black Rifle. Anyway, I like Trump in this setting. This is Trump being the Trump that we all love. This relaxed setting where you've got him and he's just going. And when I say it was combative, like they were going back and forth like that. The dude was trying to talk over him for like an hour. Like he did this for an hour, went into hostile territory and did this thing. Let's see. Some moron said 75 Ronin. I got to talk about this. Blackout coffee is better and they don't support the left. That's not true. Blackout coffee. I don't know the guys, so I'm not going to say anything about them. Black Rifle doesn't support the left. You are a moron that believed a viral post that somebody put out, probably worked for these counter coffee companies, where they showed a screenshot from FEC filing reports of Black Rifle Coffee Company listed as the employer donating to Act Blue. But anybody who's not an idiot knows that that's not how it works. And they cut out that it was individual people, employees of Black Rifle. And so they listed their employer as Black Rifle Coffee Company. And
I think we did a show on this a long time ago.
We did do a show.
Yeah, I thought we did.
But this is how bad misinformation goes. Here's the thing. And a lot of people are like, well, they should fire those people.
You can't.
You are a mouth-breathing lunatic. You cannot do that. We literally just talked about it. Like, you can't, Black Rifle can't say, are you voting for Trump? No? Get the crap out of here. They can't do that. They're a publicly traded company. They cannot dictate who their individual employees with their individual God-given right to support whoever they want to support, whether they may be wrong or not. They can't do that.
Yeah.
And
they shouldn't. And you shouldn't.
They
shouldn't.
And
also,
if we want to enforce that, then we're no better than the left.
Agree, 100%.
So do your own research, man.
Also, the coffee's just really good. So
it is. It is really good.
It
is good, man.
I mean, I bet Graham would work for them. Get free coffee. Graham would do it. Work for Black Rifle. Get free coffee.
I mean, I support Black Rifle whether they pay me money or not.
I'm talking like get a job at Black Rifle for the free coffee.
Oh, dude, I would open up a Black. Look,
that's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something about Black Rifle. Okay, when all the hurricane stuff happened, no. This is why you guys need to support Black Rifle. When all the hurricane stuff happened, not only were they sending pallets and pallets and thousands of pounds of coffee to Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, all this other stuff. I gave him a call, Matt Best. I gave Matt a call. I was like, Matt, look, man, here in the upstate of South Carolina, we got beat down too. These linemen and our first responders are working 24/7. I need a freaking pallet, 5,000 pounds of ready-to-drink espresso coffee for these guys because they're working nonstop 24/7. Matt said, give me 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, we had a pallet with the sheriff as the point of contact, boom, sent right to the HQ area of where all these people are. That's Black Rifle. You guys need to do your dang research, man. Like the end. Like Black Rifle's the real freaking deal. And the owners, the founders of Black Rifle are all in 100%. You look at Evan, you look at Matt, you look at Jared, every one of them have endorsed Trump. They're supporting Trump across the board. Like the end. There's nothing else to talk about.
And their videos are hilarious.
You're never
they're
getting
so
me
funny.
off of Black Rifle. It's never going to happen. And there you go. All right.
Wait, before you move on, Graham, I'm sitting over here thinking about that Bloomberg question about, what Trump just said about Newsom signing that bill that you don't have to provide ID to vote. I just want to, I'm thinking over here how dangerous that is. Obviously, we've talked about it before. Us as U.S. citizens, we have the right, the responsibility to go out and vote when an election like this comes up. This is, like you've said many times, this is the most important election in our lifetime. And the fact that Newsom is doing something like that you don't need any ID whatsoever to vote in his state. I mean, where does it stop after that? I mean, do you stop have to showing your degree to be a doctor? I mean, you show up and all of a sudden a surgeon starts operating on you, but you don't have to prove that you're a surgeon. You just show up. I mean,
it's ironic that you don't have to show an ID to vote for somebody that can sign a bill requiring you to show an ID to buy a gun.
True.
Yeah.
True. I mean,
again, yes.
Just saying, it's crazy.
And the idiotic thing is you don't have, what Newsom is saying is that you don't have to show ID to vote, but they were IDing everybody to get into the DNC. It's just, I mean, the hypocrisy there is just idiotic. I just don't get it.
It's not, you can't, again, I'm not going to call it hypocrisy. I'm going to say they're doing exactly what they've been telling us they're going to do, and they have done for years. No voter ID, that means California will never go red because they will just load the box with all of these illegals. They'll win the elections. That's how that's how Newsom stays the governor, is no voter ID, then anybody can vote at this point. I mean, you can bring people from Oregon, Washington, all the surrounding states to just go in and vote in California. I mean, it's not hypocrisy, it's planned. That's just cut and dry.
Anyway, all right, let's move on. Also, submit your super questions today. Today, we want to spend some time answering questions you guys may have of us. So submit your super questions, $5 or more. We'll talk about it. Your donations help keep this show free and help keep us able to be on air, and we greatly appreciate it from you guys. All right, this is Kamala Harris doing her town hall with Charlamagne the moron. It was an audio only town hall, which, most normal humans would call a telephone call. But here we go. This is Charlamagne asking, and I'm going to read this before we play it just in case it's hard for you to understand it with the audio. Charlamagne says, quote, doesn't the Biden administration have to take some blame for the border, though? A lot of blame. The first 3 years, you all did get a lot of things wrong. Kamala says, no, we proposed mass amnesty on day one. Play it.
But doesn't the Biden administration have to take some blame for the border, though? A lot of the blame? Because, the first 3 years, y'all did get a lot of things wrong with the border.
No, Charlamagne, within hours of being inaugurated, the first bill we passed before we did the Inflation Reduction Act, before we did the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act, before we did the Safer Communities Act to deal with gun violence, first thing we dropped was a bill to fix the broken immigration system.
But doesn't the
first bill they dropped was to fix the broken immigration system by issuing amnesty for everyone.
Yeah. That's
how we're going to fix it. They're not illegals anymore. They're all citizens. Problem solved.
Yeah. All the fentanyl is now legal. Way to go.
I'm not cheating on you, babe. They're all my wives. Everybody.
Yeah.
I am a faithful husband to everybody. Like, I mean, like how that's just the same thing.
It's just stupid. It literally is like us releasing all the murderers into the country, saying we're just getting rid of the fact that they kill people. They're no longer felons anymore. They're just regular people. Now. There you go.
It's not like that. That's exactly what they tried to do. All the criminals that came in from Venezuela and the other countries, like they just like, okay, they're here.
Well, somebody just said it like this: with AI the way it is now in 2024, I don't know if you're going to be able to get away with phone calls anymore, because people are right. We don't know. I just listened to Linkin Park. This is a band, a rock band, for those of you who don't know. They've got a new singer to replace Chester Bennington. Okay, Chester Bennington committed suicide back in 2017. Their first new album, they got a girl screamer or whatever that sings like the singing part. What I'm getting at is they've released 2 new songs off the new album that's coming up in November. All you have to do is on YouTube go, that name of that song, Chester Bennington AI. Yeah. And literally with AI, Chester Bennington is now singing that song. And you cannot tell a difference whatsoever. Like it sounds just like.
Why even record an album anymore if you can do that? Just
Dude,
do the
that's what I'm
music
saying.
and AI the voice.
What they should have done. Available software too. They do it all the time on TikTok. I use it for work. My company right now is making an informational video for a company.
You misinformation.
Right, but what?
Shame on you.
What I'm saying is, people are right. We don't actually know if that's Kamala Harris or not. That could have been an aide, like saying all those things, and then they impose Kamala's octave range and voice over it to make it sound just like Kamala Harris.
This is really not my accent. I have a North Dakota accent. This is all AI.
No, the point is, this is not some like hidden away technology or software. It's super available. Again, to the point I was making, we use it right now. We're making a video for a company, and the voiceover is AI. It's so available. It's on these social media apps. It's everywhere. This is not an uncommon thing.
But what I'm saying is, I just don't think that we're going to be able to allow this anymore. Like, no, you have to be on camera, like at minimum, and even that can be fake these days. But you've got to be on camera. These audio call-ins, it's crazy. But anyway, let's go on. Let's play more of the clips here. This is Charlamagne saying, why do you allow him to call you the border czar when that wasn't your role? Lie. And then she quotes, I'm not giving him permission for that. Play.
Why do you allow him to call you the border czar when that's not even that wasn't your role?
I'm not giving him permission for that.
Oh, you're right. But, but I mean, you don't push back on it because that wasn't your role.
Fact checkers have made that clear. Look, if I responded to every name he called me, I wouldn't be focused on the things that actually help the American people, and that's my focus.
That is true.
Instead, she's drinking beer with Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, this is how what you just talked about, Graham, the voice being AI. This is how you know this is really Kamala Harris, because she's an idiot. I mean, you can't fake that kind of stupidity.
Well, she's going ghetto here. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
AI would be like, what?
Yeah. Well, and again, this is the thing. I don't understand how long we're going to continue to allow these people to make us seem like we're crazy when we know for a fact that she was the border czar. That was her role. Mm-hmm. She was so worthless, they kicked her out of the White House and go deal with the border. That's your only job. And she did terrible. Yeah. This is Kamala Harris on reparations, because that's what Americans really care about. She announces she's in favor of reparations. It's a very short clip, but listen.
Well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And I've been very clear about that position.
It has to be studied, and there's no question about that. She also released that she's going to do, was it a $20,000 loan for black business? Oh, forgivable loan for black business owners
and legalizing. And this is funny to me. This is comical. The $20,000 loan, whatever. But the last bullet on her policy that she posted on Twitter 4 black men. The last thing was legalizing marijuana. I was like, really?
What does it have to be studied even mean though? What does that even?
That just means that they're going to look into it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Donald Trump said, you know what? I love white people. I love them so much that I'm going to give them $50,000 in a forgivable loan. You just get $50,000 to start a business, but it's only for white people.
Yeah, I will tell you right
He
now.
would be in prison that day.
Yep. And I mean this with all sincerity, and I know a lot of people would be with me on this. If by some freaking miracle she gets elected and she takes taxpayer dollars to pay reparations, takes my tax dollars, I've never owned a person in my life. And I will never, I'll go to jail. I'll never pay taxes again, ever. I'll never do it. I'll go to prison.
This is one of those subjects that really pisses me off because people forget that it was black people who owned black slaves first and started to sell them to white people. And they never talk about going back and suing the black owners. It's always suing the white owners. And you know, there's so many other things that's wrong with this country right now. You know, we have homeless veterans on the street. Yeah. And we're talking about reparations for people that aren't even alive anymore. These people didn't know their ancestors that were slaves even then, and they're talking about paying them back money that
I just think it's hilarious that, like, for Columbus Day, we're talking about Native Americans. Indigenous People Day, that's it. But black people, we're going to give them money. Like, out of anybody in this country that deserves $1 from the American taxpayer,
it's me.
It's this dude right here. Okay, that has Indian heritage. This guy. Okay, I'm sorry. No, we're just gonna name a day after you.
I'm 1% Nigerian. That's all I'm saying.
How about
my DNA test said I'm 1% Nigerian,
brother.
Thank you.
Morgan Freeman, I think, said it best.
Morgan
Freeman said it best. He said, "If we keep talking about it, it's never going to go away."
Oh, well, it's never going to go away.
Even if we don't need, I don't think we're at a point where we don't need reparations. We just need to stop talking about it and stop making it a thing. It is not a thing.
Nope.
I have an idea. How about everybody just get off your lazy ass and stop being on welfare. Stop being on welfare and get a job and go to work and live the American dream. How about that?
Tony getting mad in the show
stupid?
Today.
I mean, it's idiotic. I'm telling you, it's one of those subjects just pisses me off when anybody brings it up.
Awesome.
All right, let's go to Biden on Kamala. Biden again. You know, either on purpose or inadvertently, just, you know, he says in here, she beat Trump so badly in the debate that he's scared to death to beat her again.
Welcome.
Play the clip.
She beat Trump so badly in the debate, he's scared to death to beat her again. That's a fact.
And they cheer.
Right?
And they cheer.
Yeah! Get him, Joe.
Hit her again.
All right. So speaking about black voters, which is why she went on Charlamagne the Moron's page or show, this is not good stuff for Kamala. Let's play this clip.
And sometimes there's a trend line that I never noticed before and make me go, whoa. This is one of them, all right? This is the Democratic margin among black men under the age of 45 in presidential elections. You go back to November of 2012, what do you see? You see Obama by 81. Clinton only won him by 63. Then we're all the way down to Biden last time around by 53. A tremendous drop already. And then you take a look at the average of the most recent polls, and Kamala Harris is up by only 41 points. That is about half the margin that Obama won them by back in November of 2012. And this, I think, is, you know, when Barack Obama goes in last week when he was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, essentially talking to young black men, he made it seem like it was a Kamala Harris specific problem. This is part of a long-standing trend of young black men moving away from the Democratic Party, and Kamala Harris is just the latest to face that magnitude of younger black men.
So there you go. The internals of Kamala's camp must be showing absolute panic because she's performing the worst with black male voters of any candidate in the past, 14, 16 years.
It's pretty bad right now.
Let's go to Kalshi. I want to show the Kalshi polls really quick. All right, this is Kalshi in, where is this? This is New York? Yeah, so
Yeah, that's
even,
New York.
even in New York City, Kalshi is showing that Trump is up 56% to 44% on bet to win the election. So he's up 12 points on Kalshi on possibility of winning the election outright. And it's only getting bigger as it goes. I want to play this Tucker Carlson clip, and I think this is what we're going to end it on, because this was a very interesting discussion that Tucker Carlson had. He was asking Mark Halperin what happens if Trump wins. And he goes on to say, quote, "I think it will be the cause of the greatest mental health crisis in the history of the country." Let's play this clip, and then we'll talk about it.
Let's say Trump wins 3 weeks from today.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? The Democratic Party as you said, a lot of Democrats, maybe the majority, believe that Trump becoming president again is the worst thing that ever could happen. So how do they respond to that?
I say this not flippantly. I think it will be the cause of the greatest mental health crisis in the history of the country. I think tens of millions of people will question their connection to the nation, their connection to other human beings, their connection to their vision of what their future for them and their children could be like. And I think that will be require an enormous amount of access to mental health professionals. I think it'll lead to trauma in the workplace. I think there'll be some degree of
Are you being
protest.
serious?
100% serious. 100% serious. I think there'll be alcoholism. There'll be broken marriages. There'll be
What?
Yeah. They think he's the worst person possible to be president, and having won by the hand of Jim Comey and Fluke in 2016, and then performed in office for 4 years and denied who won the election last time, and January 6th, the fact that under a fair election, America chose by the rules pre-agreed to Donald Trump again, I think it will cause the biggest mental health crisis in the history of America. And I don't think it will be kind of a passing thing that by the inauguration will be fine. I think it will be sustained and unprecedented and hideous. And I don't think the country's ready for it.
So mental health crises often manifest in violence.
Yeah, I think there'll be some violence. I think there'll be workplace fights. There'll be fights at kids' birthday parties. I think there'll be protests that will turn violent. I hope they're not, but I think there will be some. But I think it will be more. It'll be less anger and more a failure to understand how it could happen. You know, like the death of a child, or your spouse announcing that your wife announcing she's a lesbian and she's leaving you for your best friend. Like a something that's so traumatic that it is impossible for even the most mentally healthy person to truly process and incorporate into their daily life. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's what's going to happen for tens of millions of people, because they think that their fellow citizens supporting Trump is a sign of fundamental evil at the heart of their fellow citizens and of the nation. That's how they view it.
All right, so I see a lot of people. Oh, it was the end. All right, so I see a lot of people going like, "Oh, this dude's insane." And I want to throw it on the flip side. If Trump loses, is that not how all of us are going to feel? That, and I'm not saying we're going to have mental health breakdowns, but like let's say there's no funny business and everything appears on the up and up, that is a fair and free election and Trump wins. I am just being honest right now. I'm going to have a major,
if he wins or loses.
If he loses, excuse me.
Okay.
I'm going to have a major thought to myself of how could this happen? Like, how could I be so disconnected with so many tens, if not hundreds of millions of people that voted for Kamala Harris? How could it have gotten to this. I've said it multiple times that if we lose this election to these people, why the crap do we even do what we do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so before everybody and to be blunt, I don't think that guy was saying that he doesn't want Trump to win. I think he was saying that mental health in this country is so insane that I think people are literally going to flip their lid if he wins. I think that's what he was trying to say.
Well,
but wouldn't the same thing happen on our side? Like if Kamala wins this thing, aren't we going to feel the exact same way?
Well, two things.
Comment yes or no in the chat. Let me know.
Two things. The first one is we're living like that now because our economy is crap. People can't afford groceries and our utilities are through the roof. So we're actually living that nightmare now with the Biden-Harris administration. Second thing is I would like to believe that us being more sane people, common sense people, if she does win, I think we're going to find a way to bond and, be more together and try to find a way for us to survive instead of whining and crying like the left would if Trump would win.
It depends on what we lose.
Well, yes and no, but I'm telling you right now, Tony, I love you to death, and I know our family is here. If we lose this election, like I'm out.
You coming back to Mississippi?
Heck no.
You coming back here?
Mississippi is one of the worst places to go. No, I'm disappearing in Alaska or Montana somewhere. And
Alaska's blue, you goof.
Alaska's red. Hawaii's blue. Alaska's red. Anyway, but I'm disappearing. I'm going to the place where the size of it is from Los Angeles to Louisiana, and there's less than 1 million people there. I'm disappearing. I'm telling you right now, I'm just being honest. I'm not going to take it well. Do you guys have any idea how much blood, sweat, tears I have put into this freaking election? Do you have any idea? I'm not going to. But yeah, man, I mean, we've all had the conversation preemptively here. If November 6th comes and it's a bad outcome, we are going to, we're going to take about a week to self-reflect, all of us. And then we're going to figure out, okay, what does that mean moving forward? But I'm telling you right now, dude, we're too close to Washington, D.C. here.
No, I agree with that. You better get out
no
of there.
way, man.
Yeah, you better get out of there.
I'm not going to take. I'm just being honest. I'm not going to take it well. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, it depends on what we lose. If we lose the presidency but win the House and Senate, then I'll be okay. I'll be fine. It's going to suck, but I'll be okay because we got to remember, the president is just a person and they don't have the total authority of the country. You can't get past, and it's the same that goes for Trump. If Trump wins and you have a Democrat House and Senate, then nothing's going to get done.
I'm more concerned about the representation of our country, not we need to look like this. No, but the person in office is who stops us from going to war. I'm in the direct path of being involved with that.
Yep.
The president can't, the president can't declare war with
No. He's not going to declare war, but hey, if our adversaries will attack. If
they're
person
already here, man. That damage is done. That damage is already done.
No. Trump stops it. Kamala keeps it going.
You think
I firmly
even if
believe
Trump is elected that he's going to be able to wave a magic wand and get 22 million people that are already here out of here? It's not going to happen.
I think he can stop a war from happening. Ronald Reagan did it with words. Donald Trump can do the same.
This ain't 1985 either.
It's not, but I think Donald Trump is he's already said it, and he did it with no new wars under Trump for 4 years.
I do think that Russia will take.
I think Trump steps in
a seat. Russia will chill. North Korea, they might chill. That dude's kind of nuts. China will follow Russia, but
boom, there you go. That's my point.
Not really the problem, though. Russia and China are not the problem. The 22 million people that are already walking around this country, that's the problem.
The problem is we're not doing anything about it. When Trump's in office, we do something about it. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm telling you. Those 22 million people that are here, they're not just going to go poof and be gone.
They're not, but we will do something about it.
I agree. But once we start
that's why it's such a big deal. I agree with Graham. If Trump is not elected, it means bad things.
No, it does. Going to mean bad things. But here's what it boils down to, though. If we lose a presidency, we are going to get we're going to lose a fight, and it's what it is. And it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up again. That's what makes people fighters. That's what makes them good. That's what makes them, patriotic and get back up. Yes, we've been knocked down, but we got to get back up and fight again, because we can't let whatever president is in there ruin our lives, because they work for us, not us working for them.
Well, but that's all fine and good unless that doesn't happen. And the problem is that's not happening. They don't work for us. They view us as slaves to them.
Yeah, and it's all of them.
And I do disagree. I think that this is the last shot, man. I mean, I really
agree
do.
with that.
Kamala wants to pack the courts.
Yep.
They want to eliminate the Electoral College.
Yep.
They're open and honest about that. If we don't win this one, Republicans will never win another.
Nope.
They'll never win another one. Ever.
If you're treating this like, if we lose, there'll just be another one, you're thinking wrong.
And so the reason I say that I'm not going to take it well, it's not going to be because, we lose and I'm a sore loser. No, it's that I truly, truly believe that it's over at that point. We already know for a fact that they want to persecute and or prosecute people with dissenting voices on the internet. Elon Musk has already said he knows for a fact he's going to prison if Kamala wins.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk, the most powerful, richest, smartest man in the world, has said, I know for a fact I'm going to jail if Kamala wins. I truly believe that all those pipe dreams of, it's flowers and rainbows and we're going to figure out some way to blah, 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 blah. No, that I don't believe that that's true. I believe that to be a fantasy land. I believe that to be honestly kind of naive. We're past that. We're past it. We figured out how to coexist under Obama. We figured out how to do that. Trump exposed how evil things were, and then we had an election stolen from us. And I think sometimes, because it happened 4 years ago, sometimes we have lost a little bit of the effect of that. The more and more information comes out, the more and more it becomes not even a question that the 2020 election was stolen from us. And the reality is we think we're better than our previous generations. No, we're weaker and dumber.
That's a fact.
What do you think? Even going back to Ronald Reagan's time, if they would have stolen an election from Ronald Reagan, they would have stormed the White House. Like, I'm just being honest. I mean, they would have pulled sabers out. George Washington would have cut off the head of somebody. And this is not a call to violence. It's just me trying to explain to you guys, how far we've fallen in such a short amount of time. 240 years. And all of a sudden it's like, if they, they already stole it from us. And we let them get by with it. We already let them do it. Literally. The evil people in D.C. are sitting back right now. Hey, at the end of the day, no matter what, we blatantly stole an election and these people did nothing. Yep. I believe it in all my heart and all my soul, man. This is the last one. If we don't win this one, I have no idea what type of world my children are going to grow up in.
And we've already talked about it, I think, and I agree, Graham. Me and you talked about this offline several times, but I think if Kamala does win this, I really see states voting no confidence in leadership. I really see that happening. And that movie, Civil War, becomes a reality. Like, I'm an American. Wait a minute. Wait, which American are you?
Yep,
What American are you?
Yep.
I think that becomes a reality.
Again, I hope what happens is it's too big to rig. Trump wins it. I'm telling you right now, if we see that same jump that we saw with Biden this time, I can't guarantee that our side doesn't become violent.
I agree with that.
Yep.
If we see the same thing happen that happened in 2020, I think a lot of people are going to get hurt. That's what I think.
They will.
And because I just, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be.
I think the country's going to burn in November no matter what.
Yep. I hope you're wrong, Graham, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Let us know what you think. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit the follow button. And please remember to leave us a comment in the comment section. How do you think this is all going to turn out? We got 20 days, people. 20 days before the most important election of our lifetimes. Todd, pray us out. We'll get to super questions. Let's do this thing.
Father God, we just thank you for another good show. Thank you that you allow me to share a screen and share a voice with these three men. And Father, moving forward in the next 20 some odd days, I just ask that you penetrate the heart of every Christian to get off their feet and get off the bench and get into the game, because this is an election of good and evil. And Father, I never in my life have involved you in elections or anything like that, but I understand it's your will, not ours, but we really need the Spirit to go out and to get your people off the bench and into the game. And we need to win this thing if it is in your will, Father. Father, I just ask that you keep everybody safe, keep everybody protected. And for those that have needs out there, that you meet those people where they are and you fulfill those needs and do what only you can do. Father, we love you. We thank you for all that you do. We ask all these things in your Son's name. And all God's people said.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Super questions. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Don't curse during the prayer. I didn't cuss. CFAM 54 puppy. Trump with a beard. Thanks, guys.
100%. Yes.
I love it. I think it's a great idea. Harley girl, but doesn't it take thousands of dollars to invest in precious metals? At 58 with no 401k, I'm going to have to early out on the day of my own funeral.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, gold's at like $2,800 per like whatever, like brick or whatever it is. But silver, platinum, palladium, those are cheaper and things. The point is, if you've got $5,000 in the bank, the point is to protect as much of that $5,000 as possible, because you have digital money. You don't have real money. And even if you pull it out like, oh, I got paper, I got the cash right here. Okay, well, that dollar still is degrading. The value of that dollar is degrading. Whereas gold has always, since the beginning of time, been the hedge against the differences on what the evaluation is for the dollar and what currency is the world currency and all that stuff. So again, just text the word Graham, Graham, to 989898 and find out for yourself. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But if you have that mindset and you haven't done the research, then are you really protecting yourself? Next.
Boom.
Pinkish Duck 6578 at Tarip Free Prints posted the Defense Department extended Directive 5240.01. Is this something to worry about? I find the timing is weird. Happy hump day. Pinkish Duck, I'm going to talk about this on In the Hot Seat. And yes, it is true. And yes, it is something not to worry about. It is something to be terrified about.
Yeah. So Todd, for the people that are on this show, explain what you're talking
about.
So
this directive, this Department of Defense directive, 5240.01 was issued on September the 27th. Okay. And it gives the Secretary of Defense authorization to mobilize and deploy members of the military and give them permission to use lethal force against civilians in a civilian law enforcement type mission, which is 100% against the Constitution. If you saw the special, the Cowboy Wars, the Posse Comitatus Act, the military is not allowed to harm civilians or to be deployed and enforce law against the civilian population. This directive has apparently superseded that and given the SecDef the authorization to do that. We'll go in more detail about it because it's more than just that.
So one quick question, Todd. Does that mean that the mobilized military can use deadly force against unarmed U.S. citizens?
Yes, against the civilian population.
No.
Yes.
That's them preparing for this whole Civil War thing, for the outcome of the election, man.
And that is against the Constitution. Like it is in the Constitution. You can Google it. The Posse Comitatus Act.
I would actually like to hear Trump's thoughts on this, because I imagine he would say, well, if I'm in office, that's being reversed. You know?
Well, it's much more than just that. It involved, that directive involved intelligence gathering against civilians in the United States as well, whereas you needed authorization from, Congress to do so against a member of this country. Now, in a state of emergency, if they declare it an emergency, they can listen to everything. And if you know anything about the Pegasus software, it should terrify you.
All right.
I'm telling you.
Just check us out in the hot seat today. We're going to go through it in detail, and it's some scary, scary stuff. Mamoose, every presidential election year, businesses generally slow down, especially construction. After an election, businesses are back to normal. Are you hearing if this election year is really bad?
I haven't heard anything
I
about
haven't heard
it.
anything.
I did this morning. I did see that Georgia started their early voting process yesterday, and they had a record number of early voters show up yesterday. So I don't know if that's. I haven't checked what the numbers. I don't even know if they're going to release it yet. But
I mean, that is true. Business is slowing down. Even on our side, like sponsors and things like that, they are not renewing until they see how this election goes. Like exact quote from people like, "Hey, love you guys to death. We got to see what happens with this election." And so the answer to that is yes, that's 100% true. And there's a lot of businesses, a lot of people that are afraid right now, 100%.
All right.
JD Lebeck, in order to help more with the hurricane relief efforts, I'm finally going to take Graham's advice and stop paying taxes and donate the extra take-home money to Asher House. We'll deal with the government later. There you go.
Hey,
Nice.
there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, also, you got to remember this. I mean, if you guys donate to our charity, asherhouse.org, that becomes a tax write-off.
Boom.
So it's kind of, I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I won't say who it was, but they were selling a house or have a house under contract, and they're making money. And, I was like, well, how much did you net? And they're like, well, after capital gains, it's this and this and that. And I said, a way that you can avoid capital gains, you can donate to a charity. And, and they were just like, wow, no, I can't do that and whatnot. Well, I mean, you're not going to keep that money anyway. So you give it to the government or you're going to donate it to a charity. Which one you want to do?
So, Graham, does that mean you have to make a donation to a charity before you sell? Like, because I know when you donate or when you contribute to like an IRA or whatnot, you do that tax year, and then you can write that off when you do your taxes at the end of the year.
No. You calculate what your capital gains would be,
and
then you donate that.
I got it.
And then when you get your money, you have that write-off, so it neutralizes the capital gains. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, next. I'm here all day for tax advice.
I ask him about tax stuff all the time.
I got a whiteboard. I whiteboarded Royce the other day. I was like, this is how you do this, and this is how you do that.
Yes.
He did.
Stuxnet worm. The 45th, 47th would benefit from talking more about data privacy laws and security. Under the current administration, we've had over 3,200 data per year, the mother of all data breaches. And Social Security numbers being leaked. Well, that's not really the previous. Honestly, that's a George Bush problem with the Patriot Act.
Yes. Somebody said they could do a 1031 exchange. Sorry, I'm on taxes now. Yes, you can, unless you've made a lot of money on that. So the 1031 exchange only works if it's a like-kind property. So in other words, if you got a $300,000 property, you literally have to obtain another $300,000 property and like rent it out or whatever. Yes, you can avoid capital gains that way. But if you want to keep your money, you want to get your money back, and you want to avoid capital gains taxes, what I said earlier is a way to
And also remember, for all you people that know people who are voting for Kamala, she wants to tax people on unrealized capital gains right now too. Your home you haven't sold yet, your stocks that you own that you haven't sold yet. She wants to tax everybody on that stuff. So remind them of that when they go vote.
Oh, sorry. Skunk71 said, my son spent all day yesterday trying to reach someone at IRS because he owes and filed an extension. He couldn't get anyone. Yes. So yesterday was for everyone that wasn't in the hurricane, like the final day to file taxes if you had an extension. the IRS turned their phone lines off. No, I'm serious. Like a lot of people told me that, and I didn't believe it. So I called. It literally says, "We're sorry. Due to the influx of this day, we have turned off the phone lines. The phone lines are gone. We've turned off the lines. You cannot talk to anyone today." That's the IRS for you. Yeah. Did we lose Todd?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Todd. But
bye, Todd.
All right. Well, then you're gonna have to read them, Royce. You're gonna have to find.
I don't like reading
the questions. Oh, yeah, there he goes. All right, Todd's back. Todd, read this question.
Was that me?
Dropped out, yeah.
Okay, I touched nothing. From Cindy Lordering, $100. Thank you for spreading the news about chasing the vote. My daughter and I are going to Wisconsin to chase the vote next week for 6 days. Please pray for us to have success. I will donate another 100 tomorrow if you send us 2 Dear America shirts to wear and Waukesha.
Hey, email Tony at dearamericamedia.com right now, your address, Cindy. And because we actually do have some Dear America shirts here we can get in the mail today. So email Tony right now, Tony at dearamericamedia.com. And because you contribute to this show so much, I think you've earned 2 free shirts.
At
this point.
least.
So, yeah.
And a roll of toilet paper because that's going to be really hard to get.
All right.
Next.
Goodwin, 1978. Graham, I've been watching you since your rants and your pickup. Thank you for always standing for the truth. At Goodwin, 1978. At Goodwin, 1978. At Goodwin, 1978.
Thanks for being around so long. It's so funny if you go back to like the very first ones. You can see my beard growing as it goes, and you can also see the inside of the truck become nicer and nicer as it goes on. It's like when did Graham start doing better? Right about here. There it goes.
He's like in a Rolls Royce. You got the starry ceiling.
Not a Rolls Royce.
It's like, oh god,
I love it. Every year around the same time, I get that memory of the video me and you did.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat if you want Graham to start doing those truck rants again. Just saying.
I would love to do the truck rants again, but fact checkers make it to where me and Royce had this conversation. It's changed the whole thing. You know, back then you could do sarcasm, you could do points that, you know, kind of it's just like you're poking at people, but now they fact check you over everything. So you can't even make a sarcastic comment about people anymore.
Yeah.
Which kind of eliminates the whole thing of the rants and how I used to do them.
Maybe I can do a rant. Maybe I could do like a lowrider rant. You know,
hey, Tony, just do one in Spanish.
Not a truck rant. It have to be a lowrider. Yeah, I'd have to be bouncing all over the place.
All right, next.
JD LeBeck. Where did Graham get his DNA test? I'm a mutt.
Ancestry.com. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you gave your DNA to Ancestry.com. They store it. I was in the Army for 12 years, people.
They have our DNA.
They got everything on me. there ain't nothing, yes, I did Ancestry.com. They got my DNA already. They've had it for a long time. I did not care.
Stuxnet Worm. Also, if you have an ID Me, vets, you can log on to the Social Security website to see if your number has been used or set up to notify you. They help protect your Social Security number. That is true. I did that too.
Yeah, that is true.
Jacob Yoho. I just got a call from some kid took an airsoft gun to my kid's school today. That sucks. That kid's probably going to prison. JD LeBeck again. Also, you can add whatnot to Tony's name since he says it at least 10 times per episode. By the way, I only say this to take Todd's side after all the VPN and Todd Hub crap he took. Rednecks United.
I love how everybody points out what I say.
Everybody's got their safe words.
Everybody's
got their crutch words when they speak. This is something you learn in public speaking. Mine is like. I say like a lot. Tony says and whatnot.
And I say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But this is how I feel. I'm sorry about that. But, it's time somebody said it. I'm sorry.
I don't really know what I say.
Well, we got to get you talking even more. The more you talk, the more your crutch word comes out.
Quoting Graham, I apologize to no one.
It's true. All right,
wait, what is it? I said it. I meant what I said, and I'm not sorry.
I meant what I said, and I'm not sorry. Yeah. And somebody told me that's an anti-Christian viewpoint, and I was like, well, I guess agree to disagree.
I just say he's not through with me yet.
Oh, Royce, they say yours is it's time to move on.
Yeah, you do say that.
All right, guys, it's time to move on.
All right, it's time to move on.
That's not my buffer though. That's just me trying to keep us going.
Get out of this conversation.
That's Royce's nice way of saying shut up and let's go.
Yeah, Utah Mish. This is my favorite podcast! Exclamation point. You guys make bad news tolerable because you're so funny. Keep doing what y'all are doing. Lick 'em.
Thank you. Lick 'em. Lick 'em.
I like this one. VPMW Davis.
jar.
I'm with Tony on this one. Swear jar money for Tony.
Thank you.
Someone says that I say literally. I actually do that one on purpose because I like Chris Traeger from Parks and Rec. So I like
that
literally.
One, I digress. Or no, wait. Is that it? Is that the word? I digress or something like that. You say
He says a few things. Grant has his lines.
I have my lines, but the literally one, I do that on purpose because of Chris Traeger, Parks and Rec.
My favorite is Cacao, though.
Cacao! All right, let's go.
Lauren Cooley. For the Dear America shirts, message me. Is there somewhere we can volunteer to assist at North Carolina like you all did? I have some time off with my mom, Cindy, and I want to give back and help them.
Yeah, so a lot of these places that are in the spots that you can just drive to, you just show up and you literally like, hey, we're here to help. And they got no problems. Be like, all right, you go over there. All right, you go over there. And so it's not like this. It's not this thing where there's a place to sign up online. The hard to get to areas, yeah, you have to have some connections to get in there. But they have these pop-up places all over the impacted part of the states where people come to get, things to eat and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's not government run. It's all run by churches and volunteers. So yeah, you can literally just pop in and say, can I help?
I was about to point that out. Yeah, this is not a government-made thing. You do not have to sign paperwork. You just go and help your people. It's a church-ran, people-ran operation, which Royce I like about it. So
Royce and I are right there.
Correct. All right, next.
It's Hispanics.
C. Robinson. Good morning, troops. Been away with the guard. Sure have missed you all. By the way, I love the smell of pre-victory in the morning. Let's go, DJT from Top Robinson.
Top Robinson.
I ain't heard from Top in a while. Good that you're back, bud.
Here we go.
S. Nicole. Please pray for my 10-year-old who has amplified musculoskeletal pain syndrome and a primary compromised immune system. Her name is Savannah, and even through all this, she was student of the month.
Awesome.
Wow.
Prayers.
Wow. It's amazing.
Definitely say a prayer for Savannah today.
Yes. JNJS Brands. I'm sure it's not trans, but I agree with Tony. I've been looking for a driver for my second truck for 3 months or so, and nobody wants to do over the road. Oh, okay. What? I don't get it.
I don't know either. All right. We missed context on that one. Next.
Chris Sparks. When Trump gets in, he needs to do away with Biden's IRS agents and replace them with more immigration agents. Agreed.
The IRS needs to be abolished.
100%.
The end.
Mm-hmm. Goodbye.
If I were to give people any information, it would be to hold off on, you can file, but I would hold off on paying your taxes as long as possible. Try to get past this election. Try to get past the election. That's my advice.
Yesterday, I owed nothing.
Try to get past the election. That's what
so happy.
Lucky you, man.
Dude, I wrote off my dog. S. Phillips, what about Israel killing and murdering people? Can I answer this one?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
All right. October 7th, bud. They started it. Okay. You kicked the Hornets' nest. You kicked the Hornets' nest. And let's not talk about, they still have Americans that being held hostage. So shut your freaking mouth, dude. They started it. Asia MM, I'm in North Carolina and wondering if we should be early voting or wait until election day. If they
early vote.
Yeah.
Early vote. North Carolina took 10 days to certify their results last election. A lot of people are against early voting in this system, how it is, especially in North Carolina. I think you need to early vote. I really do. I really, really, really think that if you have the ability, you need to get that early vote in, because then you can help on voting day. So that's my own opinion there.
Yeah. Yeah. FIA 2023. The DOD reissued. Yep. Should we be concerned that the government and local police can use lethal measures against civilians? Yes, you should. We'll talk about it later.
Yep.
It's pretty scary. Bliss 143. Are you guys worried that our foreign enemies have had 4 years to set up compounds on our soil, and when our troops get shipped off to many wars going on, then these cells attack us from within? That is what I'm the most scared about.
Which brings it back to the point. President Trump, there were no new wars under President Trump. And if Kamala gets in, there will be wars, and most likely World War III. And again, I say it because I mean it and I truly believe it. This is the one, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one. We've got to win this. We've got to win this one. Next.
Boom.
101, I play WoW. The conservatives are going to be the new redcoats. Their Paul Revere will have purple hair and nose piercing. The difference is we're coming for the tyrannical government.
I hope it doesn't get to that.
Yeah. VPWM Davis again. We say they work for us, and they look at it like they were elected to rule and proved it to the world with COVID. If they steal this one in 1984, World War III and Civil War will be real. I can't disagree with that. Forever Set Free. Thanks for all you guys do. On a serious note, what do we really do if we lose this thing? I know you're saying you will move away, but what can we do? Prayers for you guys always.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you have to, everybody's different. And so, everybody gets mad at me when I make generalizations. So I'll try to say that I think that you have to take an assessment of where you currently live, your current family status. Do you have young children? Do you have adult children? Where are you in, geographical locations to bad areas, major cities and things like that. And to me, it's a personal thing. If we lose this thing, I want to be around the least amount of people as possible, as often as possible. That's just me. And, because I don't trust people as it is. And especially if we lose this thing, I want to be as far away from Washington, D.C. as possible. That's just me. And what can we do if we lose this thing? Now. I think you need ammo. I think you need guns. I think you need food. I think you need medical supplies. I think you need water. Those are things that you can be doing right now. Because I'm telling you right this second, if you wait till November 6th and Kamala wins this thing, every place you're thinking about buying all this stuff is going to be out. Going to be out of all of it.
True statement.
So, if you buy all this stuff and Trump wins, hey, you got it. That's my own personal thing. And Alyssa's not happy about it, but she knows I'm serious about it. If we lose this thing, we're going somewhere else. A much bigger, colder, more isolated place. Because I'm
taking a look at Buffalo, Wyoming.
I wouldn't tell them exactly where you're going.
Well, I ain't worried about none of these people.
These are my
I'm going to this grid coordinates. You guys can find me
here.
All right, let's go.
Sure, all 7-Eleven. Please pray for my friend and her husband. They are adopting a baby from Georgia, but Georgia decided the baby needs to stay in their foster system. The birth mom wants my friend to have the baby. That sucks.
Yeah, that's interesting. We adopted Asher Marie from Georgia.
It's very weird.
It's weird the baby's in the foster system. It shouldn't be that way. If the mom has signed over parental rights, it also depends on what state you're coming from, if you signed under Georgia law or under the law of your own state. But yeah, we'll be praying for you. That's trust me, I understand that's a difficult and very highly emotional situation. So be praying for you.
Caitlin Butler DeSater. My name is pronounced Desater. Des-ader. That's what I said.
Des-ader.
Yeah. Okay. I thank y'all for what you do. God bless and love all. And since Graham is the boss, happy National Boss Day.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Happy
I
National
realized that
Boss
was
Day.
today.
It's amazing that no one knew that on the show. Wow. How about that? Okay.
Please forgive us, Graham. We're
Every
so
other
sorry.
day is Boss Day because you go, whose name is that on the wall? Like
I don't do that every episode. That is not true at all.
You guys have no idea what. No,
That's good. I like that, Todd.
You're welcome.
Blink twice. We need help.
No, what is it? Is it this? Isn't this a thing?
Redneck Vet Girl. We spoke with people from Huntington Beach, California at the Tucker Carlson Live with JD Vance show. They told us that Huntington Beach Council had voted 4-6 in favor of voter ID for the upcoming election.
Well, I know, but then Gavin
Newsom said nope.
Yeah, it said no. So
Yeah.
that's the point.
N.A. Marston. I work for the furniture company, and we have seen a rapid decrease in orders over the last couple weeks due to the election. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, furniture is not a necessity.
Nobody's buying nothing right now. Nobody's making any major purchases. Nobody's doing nothing until this election's over with.
But like Graham said, what you should be buying is water, guns, ammo, stuff that you can have and keep and doesn't go bad. So,
You should be buying Ready Pantry. You should be buying all these different things.
Nichols McGroin, the directive is actually DoD Directive 3025.18. The directive governs the defense support of civil authorities, which is the support that the military provides to civil authorities for LEO. Okay. I'll look that one up too. Brazilian.
Hey, good job.
I'll be in Wisconsin with TP USA too.
That's awesome. Hey, everybody needs to go to tpaction.com and register to go chase the vote in these areas. You need to go there right now, tpaction.com. Go register to go out to these areas. They will literally pay for your stuff if you go to the areas that they're doing, which is Arizona and Wisconsin. They're doing great work there. Me and Todd will be in Arizona the 28th through the 1st. Doing the exact same thing. We're no better than nobody else. We're knocking on doors and talking to old people and everything.
That's a fact.
Like the end. All right.
My goal is to beat Graham. That's my goal. Shelby83, excited to learn that we can walk half a block to the early voting station from our new house starting Friday. Love y'all for all that you do.
Boom.
Awesome.
And yep. Garrett Dover, Graham, serious question. Can we hire you for tax advice in the future? If you want to go to prison.
Am I in prison?
No, I don't think so.
Not yet.
Actually, I think Graham is the only reason why Graham is not in prison.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, forget these people, dude.
Graham's going to
these
share a
people-
cell with Wesley Snipes.
blood-sucking vampires. No, man, the only thing you can't do is not file taxes. That's the only that is the automatic go to jail. Because that's avoiding taxes, and or completely fraudulent tax returns. That's tax fraud. Those are different things. Playing chess with these people about, you say I owe this, but do I really owe that? Because my thing, Yeah, I mean, going back and forth. And there's all these things that if you learn how to do them and categorize them the right way before you do your taxes, I think the majority of Americans are paying more in taxes than they're supposed to be. Because
We're also
you
being
just
taxed more
don't
than we're supposed to.
know the rules. You just don't know the rules.
Wow. JD LeBeck, sorry, Tony. Love you, and I love all the Dear America crew and what you do. God bless you all.
Sorry for what?
but
I think that's the guy that said your crutch word. I think.
Whatnot. And whatnot.
I love it
next.
and whatnot.
Just a
It's
few
me,
more.
Samantha. Today is my 15-year wedding anniversary. We survived
Congratulations.
deployments, PCSing, infertility, miscarriage, and the death of my mom. But God,
That's amazing.
that is
But
great.
God.
Well, not those hardships.
Yeah, not the
but
bad
the fact
things.
that you came out on the other end of it.
15 years. That's impressive.
But God.
Freedom Lemons. Trump, then 2028. Will JD run for president? I would love that. And too big. No, I don't think JD runs for president.
Maybe, but I mean, again, this one, like if we don't win this one, none of that matters. Because they will make it to where a Republican can't get it, man. They will make it that way. So, all right. Anything else?
I firmly believe, there's one more, but I firmly believe that there is not going to be another presidential candidate that is as popular as Donald Trump.
No.
Correct.
So if the point is, if we can't win this in this scenario,
Trump,
and they can put
not
up
gonna win.
Kamala Harris, this no-name nobody who nobody likes and can't speak, and talks about constellations, if they could make her win against someone like Donald Trump, that's Graham's point. It's over. They've figured it out. They've hacked the system.
If we can't win with arguably the most popular figure on the planet.
It's not arguably. That's like fact.
I know. That's what I'm saying. If we can't win with the most known figure in the world, outside of, I mean, I hate to say it like this, outside of Jesus, like you could go to a to an African place where there's no electricity, and you show them a picture of Donald Trump's hair, and most likely they're going to be like, like they know.
You could go to an igloo, like out in the middle of nowhere.
If we can't win with Donald Trump, we ain't ever going to win. It's just not going to happen. This is the one. I, as Elon Musk would say, I'm being repetitive for a reason. This is the one. Next.
JNJSP trans. I was referring to Tony's blowout to people not wanting to work. I have a trucking company and can't find a driver because nobody wants to work.
Hey, if you're a driver, reach out to JNJSP
Transportation. JSP Transportation.
Like I said, man, there's a lot of people out there just sitting on their butts doing nothing, just living off the.
Might want to change that name to like Transpo. Just saying. Go ahead. Donna 0629. I can only work the polls if my dad. You got to really revise that statement.
Phrasing is not great there. I know what you mean.
I know
the phrasing is not great.
Work the polls if my daughter, who has disabilities, can sit there with me.
Yep, we got you. POLLS.
And I'm sure that at the election polls is what she's talking about.
Not
the voting polls. I'm sure that they will allow your daughter with a disability to be there as well. The phrasing on this.
P-O-L-L.
That sentence, man.
P-O-L-L-S.
All right, that's all we got. We'll end it on that one.
Woo, all right.
Thank you for that, Donna. That was great.
Thank you guys for hanging out today. Isn't it funny that the days that we don't have a lot to talk about they're like the longest episodes?
Shows.
Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure to hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this show. Make sure to hit the follow button if this is your first time. And please leave us a comment in the comment section. We do love to hear your opinion. Tony, say goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Royce.
Thank you, everybody. Again, we will see you tomorrow.
Yep, and Todd.
Love you, miss you, mean it.
All right, see you guys at 2 p.m. Eastern time for Todd's show. And as always, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.